तुम मुझे खून दो, मैं तुम्हें आजादी दूंगा. This powerful line was used by Subhas Chandra Bose. Who is Bose? A humanitarian, a psychologist, a soldier, a statesman, or a patriot whom Gandhi ji once said, Prince of the Patriot. Hi, I am Anshul, and today on 23rd January, we are celebrating birth anniversary of this great son of the soil, Subhas Chandra Bose. On 23rd January 1897, in the Odisha's capital city, Cuttack, Subhas Chandra Bose born into a very influential lawyer family. He was the sixth child among the ninth, so he was not very pampered child. So he had faced all types of hardship with related to his emotional well-being, which he had discussed in his book, The Indian Pilgrim. Let me speak about more towards Subhas Chandra Bose और हम उनके जीवन से क्या सीख सकते हैं and what are the issues associated with Subhas Chandra Bose in this video. Subhas Chandra Bose had a very good schooling because of the Anglo-Indian schools where he was, and his very good schooling led him to reach the second position in entire Bhubaneswar, entire Odisha region. Because of that, he got the scholarship and went to the Presidency College in Calcutta. While वो Calcutta के Presidency College में बहुत खुश नहीं थे, because he was made for something else. His initial upbringing was influenced by two people. Number one is Mr. Beni Madhav Das, his headmaster, who was responsible for moral awakening in Subhas Chandra Bose's life. And later on, the Vivekananda, Swami Vivekananda, whom he said the maker of modern India, because one of the important punchline that Subhas Chandra Bose used was Atmano Moksharth Jagat Hitaya Cha. That means आपकी जीवन का goal is to uplift the humanity through serving the humanity, and that is the only way you can get salvation. उसी तरह से आपको मोक्ष मिलेगा. But his moral craving was such bigger one that their parents have to pack him to Calcutta. He reached Calcutta, he had a good time, and though there was one incident of Professor Otten who made some disparaging remark about the Indian culture, and Bose along with some of his associates were charged of manhandling Professor Otten. Later on, he was rusticated from the college and he continued his study from Scottish Church College. And in Scottish Church College, he completed his Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy. Then he plunged into the civil services. He got 4th rank in 1920. He went to the training, and there his heart was trailing him back. उन्हें पीछे खींच रहा था भारत का national movement, because his elder brother Subhas Chandra Bose, Mahatma Gandhi, they were launching the non-cooperation movement. This young Subhas Chandra Bose, he made his firm decision, and in 1921 he resigned from civil services, and then he jumped into the national movement. He met Gandhi. He asked Gandhi how your non-violence is going to let us win the freedom, because he was of this view that freedom is not given, it is taken. आज़ादी मिलती नहीं है, वो ली जाती है, छीनी जाती है. And then Bose was directed towards Chittaranjan Das, that meet him. Gandhi gave a political mentor sort of to Bose, and Bose started working with Chittaranjan Das. And then finally Bose was also arrested in 1925, and he was sent to exile in Burma. Then he came back. Then one important event that all of you might be knowing, he was made the mayor of Calcutta and all that. But let me focus on the Congress presidency, which someone have knowledge of, right? So in 1938, in the Surat, the town, there is a village called Haripur. Haripura ke session mein Subhas Chandra Bose became the president of the Indian National Congress. And he advocated a lot of things, including a planning commission kind of body, which should look after the planned development of India when India is going to get independent, and prior to that as well. Later on, in 1939, there is a Tripuri session, which is very controversial, because that session was between someone believe, like many people believe, it's a contest between Subhas Chandra Bose ideology and the ideology of the right. You see, there were two factions in the Congress, one being the right, being supported by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Dr. Rajendra Prasad and GB Pant and other people. And the other side of the left-oriented ideology was being run by Subhas Chandra Bose, Jawaharlal Nehru and so on and so forth. Other people were also there. So ये दो ग्रुपों में बंटने के कारण सुभाष चंद्र बोस was asked by Gandhi through his brother Sarat Chand Bose कि you should not contest the Congress presidential election. But Bose was not ready to accept this, and in 1939 he contested the election against the Andhra man Pattabhi Sitaramaiah. To the result, what happened was Bose got some 1580 votes against Pattabhi Sitaramaiah's 1377 votes. He lost. And Gandhiji once said that it is my personal loss. Then there were problems with the Congress Working Committee. They said Bose should not take a call. Bose को यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा पूछ के काम करना चाहिए. And then Bose cited the Congress Constitution कि इसमें तो Congress working president जो होंगे वही निर्णय लेंगे. But later on people started resigning. Two people did not resign, Sarat Chandra Bose and Jawaharlal Nehru. Later on Bose thought that it is not good to vitiate the Congress into two blocks and he gave his resignation. 1939, May, Bose formed All India Forward Bloc. Then he started working with this organization towards India's independence. इसके बाद बोस का एक मिराकुलस एस्केप होता है जो लोगों को विश्वास नहीं होता कि बोस कैसे गए. 1941 में बोस कैलकाटा से by changing his bhesh and he reached to Kabul, and then Kabul he met some Italian, and then from Italian he reached to finally to Germany to reach and seek help from Hitler, the Nazi forces which were ruling and which were fighting in the World War II with the British. और बोस चाहते थे कि नाजीज भारत की आज़ादी में मदद करें. This is the point where Bose had difference with Gandhi and Nehru as well, because they did not want fascism to lead India's independence. बोस ने क्या किया ये देखते हैं जर्मनी में. Bose established a Free India Center. He also established Azad Hind Radio. And you know, when Gandhi ji gave Quit India call, Bose from the All India Radio made an announcement supporting Quit India, and he said, the fight of Gandhi ji, I am with him. Then he also started writing, he organized people, he also made a Azad Hind Fauz. He tried to, you know, he tried to make people come and join Azad Hind Fauz for India's independence. And later on, his efforts make him one of the favorite leaders of India, working for India in foreign soil. He met Adolf Hitler, but he thought that Adolf Hitler is not in a mood to give us more leverage towards getting independence. बोस को लगा कि भारत को आज़ादी मिलना मुश्किल है. Adolf Hitler का उन्होंने मन भांप लिया कि he is not going to help. And then later he found that Japanese are the other hope where we should look at. और वहाँ से एक वो submarine से, there is a Japanese city called Kiel. He landed through a sea route. एक submarine में वो आबिद हसन के साथ जाते हैं. And in 43, it is in February, and he finally reached to Sumatra and then Japan in 1943, and he met with the Japanese Premier General Tojo. और उसके बाद उनका एक ये पिक्चर आप देख सकते हैं कि वो जापान की जो डाइट है विच इज नोन एज पार्लियामेंट, उनके बाहर भी उनका ये पिक्चर है जिसमें ही आस्क्ड जापानीज सपोर्ट टू विच जापानीज एग्रीड. And the first remarkable thing is very few people might be knowing about it, maybe others may know. And on 30th December 1943, Subhas Chandra Bose पोर्ट ब्लेयर में भारत का झंडा फहराते हैं और ब्रिटिश इंडियन टेरिटरी पे पहली बार इंडियन कैप्चर कर लेते हैं. Then he had certain initial success in northeast, Manipur and other places, but due to monsoon and other vagaries of the weather, he was not in a good shape as far as his war with British India is concerned, और उनकी आर्मी को काफ़ी setbacks भी वहाँ फेस करने पड़ते हैं. Now, सुभाष चंद्र बोस के लिए एक चीज़ कहते हैं कि he formed the Indian National Army. Actually, he did not. There was a man called Mohan Singh. He formed, but through Ras Bihari Bose, Subhas Chandra Bose took command of the Indian National Army, and there he gave a very famous clarion call, Delhi Chalo. Now, let me speak a bit about the death of Subhas Chandra Bose, which is very controversial. Not only Indian government, even the foreign government had initiated or established the inquiry commissions. So let me take you to the death of Subhas Chandra Bose, how it happened based on the whatever reports I have read. I have gone through the genuine reports. See, Subhas Chandra Bose was stationed at Singapore that time, and he was ready to go, as per certain reports, that he was ready to go to USSR to seek some help. But his initial plan was to go to Japan to thank the Japanese people who had just faced the Hiroshima and Nagasaki, but Japanese were in initially support to the Subhas Chandra Bose, and he wanted to meet them personally and thank them. सुभाष चंद्र चाहते थे कि जापानी लोग से मिले, उनको शुक्रिया अदा करें और उसके बाद वो रशिया की तरफ निकले. यहाँ से होता क्या है, जो भी आप ब्लू लाइन देख रहे हैं, ये सुभाष चंद्र बोस का एक कहने के लिए ये उनका established रूट था, और ये अनस्टैब्लिश्ड इसलिए हुआ क्योंकि यहाँ पे उनकी सो कॉल्ड डेथ नजर आती है. देखिए क्या होता है कि सुभाष चंद्र बोस स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम मलेशिया, देन ही रीच टू बैंकॉक. 16th of August को वो निकलते हैं सिंगापुर से बैंकॉक, और बैंकॉक से उनको यहाँ जाना था साइगांव. साइगांव, हो चिन मिन, द नेम हैज बीन चेंज्ड इन वियतनाम. और साइगांव में वो जनरल MZ कियानी को बोलते हैं कि ये INA को लीड करेंगे सिंगापुर और मलया में, जनरल कियानी. और दिस इज द लेटर, आप ये देख सकते हैं लेटर. एंड देन लेटर ऑन यहाँ से जब साइगांव से निकलते हैं तो दे हैड टू, दिस न्यू सिटी इज दा नांग, बट द अर्लियर नेम वाज तोरेन. सो तोरेन में रात रुक जाते हैं, बिकॉज ये जो एयरक्राफ्ट था ये था मित्सुबिशी K-21 बॉम्बर एयरक्राफ्ट. और इस एयरक्राफ्ट में जब वो यहाँ से पहुंचते हैं तो सुभाष चंद्र बोस के साथ there were five, 6 people. Mr. S.A. Iyer, Habibur Rahman, देवनाथ दास, गुलजारा सिंह, आबिद हसन एंड प्रीतम सिंह. और जब यहाँ से टेक ऑफ करने की बात आती है तो जापानीज जनरल शिदेई भी इनके साथ होते हैं. एंड ही सेज कि इस प्लेन में एक व्यक्ति के अलावा और कोई नहीं जा सकता. सुभाष चंद्र बोस डिनाइड कि मैं अकेला तो नहीं जाऊंगा, आई नीड सम ऑफ माय पर्सन्स. एंड ही फाइनली गॉट कन्विंस द जापानीज कि एक आदमी आप लेकर के चल सकते हैं. एंड देन मिस्टर Habibur Rahman accompanied Subhas Chandra Bose, and he was the person who was till last with Subhas Chandra Bose. और 18th of August को तोरेन या आप बोलेंगे दानांग सिटी से फ्लाइट टेक ऑफ करती है सनराइज के टाइम पे, एंड इट रीच टू नून, लगभग 12 बजे के आसपास दे रीच टू ताइपे. उस समय इसको फॉर्मोसा या ताइहोकू बोल सकते हैं आप. एंड देन देयर दे हैड अ ब्रीफ लंच, and then they again took a flight to reach to Manchuria. This is the Manchuria region of China, which was in Japanese occupancy, but Soviets were coming to take the areas of China. So वो चाहते थे कि ऐसा, as per certain reports, कि वो China Soviet reports वो चाहते थे कि वो Soviet support ले सकें as per reports. तो वो मंचूरिया जाने के लिए जैसे यहाँ से शुरू करते हैं from Taipei, there was problem in the plane. And just it took some meters and then it nosedived in the vicinity of the runway. और वो plane 2 भाग में टूट जाता है because Subhas Chandra was sitting on the back side. तो गैसोलीन जो होता है, जो पेट्रोल बोल सकते हैं आप उसको, तो जो गैसोलीन था उनकी बॉडी के ऊपर आ गया और उनको बाहर निकलने में he got burn, not only simple burn, 3rd degree burn. और ये लगभग 2:30 बजे की घटना है. And then later on he was taken to a nearby Nanmon military hospital. वहाँ पे CMO डॉक्टर योशिमी ने उनका इलाज किया और 7, 7:30 बजे उनको लगा कि इनकी हालत बहुत खराब है. सुभाष चंद्र ने बोला, blood is rushing towards my head, can you do something, I want to sleep. And then he gave certain injections, but later on he told that it is very difficult to make him survive. And around 8 o'clock Subhas Chandra Bose died as per the reports. और उनका क्रिमेशन भी हुआ और उनके जो एशेज हैं वो रेनकोजी टेम्पल में, देखिए यहाँ पर ऐसा बोलते हैं. बट दिस डेथ वाज नॉट बिलीव्ड बाय मेनी इन इंडिया बिकॉज जापानीज देमसेल्व्स डिक्लेयर्ड दिस ऑन 23rd. 20 को उनका क्रिमेशन किया, 23 को जापानीज ने रेडियो में अनाउंस किया. और बोस के साथ काफी लोग बचे थे, लाइक हबीबुर रहमान वाज द सर्वाइवर. And on these speculations, you might be surprised, even Gandhi ji said कि I do not believe Bose had died. क्योंकि Bose का एक record रहा है. I told you he reached from Calcutta to Germany by changing, his so-called roles. So nobody was ready to accept that Bose died in such a way. There were theories that he reached Soviet tortured him. There were theories that he reached to India. He lived as Gumnami Baba, and there were other theories that he lived in Ayodhya and somewhere else. But let me stop that all. But मैं आपको सिर्फ ये बताना चाहूँगा कि there were certain investigations which went on, जो as UPSC aspirant आपको पता होना चाहिए. First was in 1946, a Colonel John Figgis, इनकी एक inquiry committee बैठी and they said कि yes, there was an plane crash which was the reason of Subhas Chandra Bose's death. Then again, the second committee was the Shahnawaz committee in 1956, the same person who was also in INA trials. You might be knowing about INA trials, जहाँ पे एक स्लोगन बड़ा फेमस हुआ था, लाल किले से आई आवाज, सहगन डिल्लन शाहनवाज. So this committee also met certain people, and then they said the same theory. Then comes the Punjab High Court Chief Justice G.D. Ghosla, and he gave his various interviews. He took various interviews in 1970. This committee was set up, और इस committee ने काफ़ी सारे सर्वाइवर्स से भी बात की जो वहाँ पर थे, इंक्लूडिंग डॉक्टर योशिमी जो वहाँ पे सीएमओ थे, जिन्होंने कंफर्म किया कि सुभाष चंद्र बोस की डेथ हुई है. एंड देन लास्ट इन 1999 जस्टिस मुखर्जी कमीशन केम. सो दीज वर द इन्वेस्टिगेशंस एंड इंक्वायरीज रिलेटेड टू बोस. What one can learn from Bose is this line: one individual may die for an idea, but that idea after his death incarnate itself in 1,000 lives. Jai Hind.